Hey, how's it going, Astralites? And as she calls her fans, this is Juliana Angel. For those of you who don't know, she calls her fan otherworldlies. Did I get that right?
Yes. Good evening,
Okay.
otherworldlies.
I'm still like, oh, never heard that before, but
Mhm.
okay.
Because that's what I
Okay. Doing something a little bit different for this live stream. This is our first time doing a spoiler alert. So if you guys are not into that sort of thing, feel free to just opt yourselves out of this because we are going to be ruining a movie for you, the
Yes.
rest of you.
This is not a book review. This is a movie review.
So we enjoy going to the movies together. It's a fun time. It's a free way for me to get away from work, away from the stress and all that. We actually went to go see Free Guy, which is what the spoiler alert's about. She has a shirt, but she told me it was too snug for her. It was from this original movie back in the 80s with the WWE Hall of Famer Rowdy Roddy Piper called Woo! Called They Live. It's about these two characters. They find sunglasses.
Yes. Roddy's character finds these sunglasses, and he finds them on the ground. He puts them on, and he looks up, and all of a sudden he realizes that everything he sees has been subliminal messages.
Basically, everybody looks like these characters from Attack on Mars or whatever that movie's called with Danny DeVito as president, I think it is. But anyway,
No. I mean, if you guys have seen the movie, you know what it is. It's the movie from the 80s. They Live.
Just all skeletons showing when you put on the glasses. Just
Well, yeah. I mean, everyone who's seen that movie, they know. I mean, you need to see the movie.
I'll definitely get around to it.
No, you need to.
But
you don't know what you're missing.
I do love my 80s films.
Yes, you
But
do.
that's pretty much, instead of skeletons, it's about a video game where apparently this guy, he does like any other video game character does, the same thing every day. It's exhausting. Then he meets this girl. Her name is Molotov Girl, is what she goes by. She's actually played by a girl who's a gamer on the outside. I don't want to get too far. Melody.
Millie.
Millie. Yeah. Well, glad one of us remembered.
Yeah.
I won't get too much into the spoilers this early, but she basically has this mission she's going on, and believe it or not, she's supposed to. I don't know if she's supposed to cross paths with him or what the deal is, but anyway, I'm gonna go back to Guy real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Fun-loving, very hilarious, blue shirt, played by incomparable Ryan Reynolds, and I think I speak for all of us when I say Ryan Reynolds never fails to amaze us when he's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking, we all fell in love with him, mostly from Deadpool. That's where he really shined at.
He didn't disappoint in this one either. Well, that's a hard act to follow, Deadpool, but he was good here too.
Yeah, I mean, he's just an average Joe guy. He works at the bank with his buddy, played by Lil Rel Howery, who is also hilarious. I think those two had me rolling in the theaters. Not literally, but it was just amazing. It was so funny. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. He's doing the same thing every day until he runs into Molotov Girl. He's head over heels in love with her. And one day he's like, you know what? He talks to his goldfish too. Like, he's one of those guys. He's like, talks to his pets like they're actual people. He's like, you know what? I'm going to do this today and see what happens. And one of the first parts that had me cracking up laughing was he was in the coffee shop and he's supposed to get this coffee that is, I believe, 2 creams, some or other, something like that. And he's like, you know what? Actually, I think I'll have a cappuccino. That's when everybody's just like,
No.
uh, 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 everybody's just glitching out, like, a cappuccino? What? And it's the cop has me rolling because he's like, somebody's gonna get shot.
I know you can see him reaching for his gun. And you're like,
I could not stop laughing after he said that. I'm just like, wow, that's just
the barista looked mad. She's like handing him his coffee, like, oh no, you shouldn't have done that.
And then guys just like, okay, I think I'm gonna just diffuse the situation before things get worse. So I'm just gonna be like, I was just kidding with you guys. I don't
like,
want to. He's like, oh, you really had us going, God. No, I'll take this. I'll take the same coffee. I was just teasing with you guys. He just walks out the coffee shop like, oh man, what did I just do just now?
And you know what? I think that was since this is a spoiler alert, I think that was the point in the movie where you can tell that he was developing his own identity. And he had cross paths with Molotov Girl at this point. And I think it just occurred to him, let's do something a little bit different. His character was not supposed to do that. His character was not supposed to want anything but do the same thing, wear the same shirt, say the same thing to his goldfish every day. He was
supposed to be basic code like any other character in the video game, and he wasn't, which for me is what made this movie so special for us to watch, for everybody to kind of see, like, okay, let's see how a video game character does on his own merits. Let's see what he can do here. When he's figuring out, trying to get his own life together, this is where things make a turn. He's talking to his friend after the bank robber busts in, says, everybody out on the floor. And he's talking to his buddy like, you know what? The coffee was one thing, but I really want to try seeing what happens when I do something that's different. So, and his buddy's trying to talk him out of it, like, we are not heroes. We just work in the bank.
Can I tell him who the buddy is? The buddy's the security guard.
That's
his
hilarious.
Best friend is the security guard. And the security guard, he's got the gun and everything, but he doesn't try to apprehend anyone. Every day the bank gets robbed, he's like, okay, let's just hit the floor. Let's not be a hero. He's the one that tells everyone to just get down. And the bank officer's just kind of like, all right, just ready to give the money up. Like, no one tried to be a hero. The security guard just hits the floor, like, he's not even trying to defend anybody. And he's Ryan Reynolds' best friend.
And there's this phrase that they coined inside the movie that I think everybody's gonna start doing from now on. It's like, don't have a good day, have a great day.
Yes.
And I'm just like, yes, of course. This is exactly a bank teller stereotype that they would put in the video game.
Don't have a good day, have a great day.
I just wanted to get that out the way, but yeah.
That is pretty funny. We laughed every time they said that. We laughed. It just got funnier every time they said it.
Oh yeah, everybody in the theater could not stop laughing. It was hilarious. But he basically gets up from the ground, goes over the counter, tries to reason with the bank robber. He's like, "What are you doing? Get on the ground!" And he's like, "You know what? No, no, I'm just gonna do so and so." And the bank robber's just beating the snot out of him. And then somehow Guy is able to get up and counteract him. And he grabs a shotgun, takes the glasses off of him, and he's just bam. Everybody's like,
and that apparently that has never ever happened.
Did Guy just really do that?
Yes. And then he told the bimbo who was with him, you can do so much better than him. And she was like, and she just walked away. I mean, she's really pretty. She just was like,
no, but the
and she just kind of walked away, like,
actually, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because she was just some extra character and she didn't know what to say, like, oh, okay, so she just exited. And now he had the gun and the glasses.
I just remember I gotta do something real quick.
Okay.
You can keep on talking.
Okay, but at this point, I mean, she just kind of agreed, like, okay, well, now that the guy doesn't have the gun or the glasses, I mean, yeah, I can go do better. He's gonna go find another guy with a gun and glasses. Clearly he did not get away he no longer has the gun and the glasses, and he does not have the money. So, what good is he? She's gonna bounce or whatever. So, yeah, we're doing a little Facebook update. Hopefully, we got some
Yeah,
friends gonna
because
watch us.
usually I tell people,
I'm
like,
usually on top of that too.
most
and,
people
yeah.
who are on my Facebook, I'm like, we're going live right now.
I
Follow
was
so and
on
so
top of
channel.
the whole blog thing earlier. So yeah, I dropped the ball on this one. I was the first one to go.
It's fine. I mean, we're just shooting the breeze with the movie here, so.
Yeah. But it was so funny because it's these two guys with the best friends, and the one finds the glasses, and that was the start of the guy, blue shirt guy, finding the glasses, and suddenly this is when his world starts to change.
Right. Oh yeah, that's actually what I was gonna say next.
Yeah,
Was,
I want you to say it. Not me.
Yeah, the first real life people who were actually we saw playing the game, they were like, wait, what is going on here? And the little girl's like, you need to waste him, kick his, so and so. I'm just like, this is why little kids do not need to be playing video games or watching their older siblings do it, because they're just gonna swear up a storm. And I'm just like, where's your mama at? Where are your parents?
But that's realistic though. There's a bunch of kids playing video games that are rated mature, and their parents are nowhere to be found. That happens.
And they actually act like that, because you can even ask Panda. He'll even say, "Oh yeah, kids act like that even when I'm online live streaming my video games, this and that."
Yeah, and you feel the same. Where's your parents? But
oh no,
shut up.
He curses at them back. So.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it gets pretty tense when he's online.
Okay, well, you know what? It's rated mature, and they're on there, and that's. If I know somebody's a kid, I try not to say the wrong thing, but they don't need to be on there. But let's get back to the movie.
Yeah, I'm getting off track here.
But I mean, if we're talking about kids on there, though, there was this one kid, and he was making like a few dirty jokes, like, "Mom, don't clean that sock up; it's gonna ruin your life."
Oh yeah. We'll get to him in a little bit. Yeah, but just so you guys know, that his video game character is played by Channing Tatum, so just be on the lookout for that. You're gonna be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe Astral and Juliana mentioned this part.
Oh dude, oh man, that was a good surprise, and I laughed and laughed and laughed.
And Channing Tatum's hilarious, I'll admit.
He was even funnier than 21 Jump Street.
Oh my.
He was even funnier in this one, and I mean that was.
And that movie was R-rated. This one was 13, so that's basically saying something.
Yeah. I mean, and 21 Jump Street is one of my favorite movies, and just I saw him in this, I'm like, I can't believe how funny he is in this one.
But yeah, back to the movie. He pretty much everybody in the world. Well, no, I'm not gonna get to that part yet, but I will. Let's go back a little bit. The creators of this original game, I shouldn't even say original, just shit. I'm getting way ahead of myself. I'm so excited. I'm just getting all the end parts in first. I'm just.
Oh, you want to go back and then move forward?
I'm trying to just balance it a little bit. I don't want to give out the major details just yet.
Okay.
But I was talking about Molotov Girl. She is played by you were talking about Millie earlier.
Mm-hmm.
She was actually one of the designers. The game's called Free City, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's called Free City, and she's on a mission because believe it or not, there is actually original data inside of Free City as it is the first hour or so while you're watching the movie. So she's on a mission to look for that original data, and she was actually working with this guy who I thought was Steven from Stranger Things, but it's the guy from Spree. They look like identical twins, if you ask me. Like, I was making so many Stranger Things jokes, and I was like, "Oh no, that it was Joe Carey, not Ben Schwartz." I'm losing my mind here because they look. No, I'm serious. If you put them side by side, they look exactly alike.
No, I've seen that where two actors, I swore they were like the same person.
But no, it was Joe Carey from the thriller horror movie, whatever you want to call it, Spree, and they show you that they were actually working together at one point. They developed the original data for Free City, but they had their differences. They ended up splitting apart from the business. Well, actually, one of them decided to sell the game of its entirety over to this womp rat named Antoine. Oh my god, he's I think he's a boomer, to be honest, who dresses like a millennial.
No, he's not old enough to be a boomer. He's more like a Gen Xer who's just a jerk.
Gen X, yeah. I was like, what do you call people past 40?
They are no, that's not a boomer. Is like someone like a hippie. Okay, so this is somebody. Okay, somebody past 40 is like a Gen Y. So he was stuck between a Gen Y and a Gen X. So I'm going to put him about 45. And he was, remember when he was sitting down and he was trying to jump up?
So he was. I'll just say he was
born in about 1975.
Mid 40s, late 40s. He had grayish hair, dressed like a millennial. If you've seen the show Marlon and you see how Marlon Wayne's dressed in that show, same concept with this guy, but more grayish. But anyway.
Well, he was just a jerk. He was on a power trip.
Totally full of himself, thought he was a god or whatever.
Yeah. Well, he was putting down all the designers who were millennials.
Right.
He was putting everybody down. This is my company. I mean, they were basically running it. They were all geniuses. And he was just, trying to take it away, what they had built for him.
And Millie was trying to convince her ex-partner that that's what he was doing with the game. And he was like, her ex-partner was like, no, he's not. He's just trying to make it better than we made it, better than it was. And then you find out some secrets along the way about the video game and its entirety and everything. And you're just like, wow. So Millie was so-and-so this whole time. I forgot what the guy's name was.
You know what? Me too. Me too.
I'm gonna look that up. You keep on
okay.
Mention something real quick because I need to look that up real quick.
Okay. Okay. There's this one character I really liked him. Let's see.
Oh, now okay.
Okay.
It was an easy name to remember. Keys.
Keys. Computer keys. Yeah.
That Keys is just his nickname. I forgot what his actual name was, but it's so Millie and Keys are the original creators. That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Millie from Millennial.
But her Millie's codename character in the game is Molotov Girl, who has a British accent. Honestly, I thought she was the girl from the Nancy Drew series on CW because she looked and sounded exactly like her. But then you see a closer look at it and you're just like, oh, okay, never mind. I was totally wrong on that front. But
I was surprised when when I finally realized that she was Molotov Girl, that it was the same girl. It was actually Millie was Molotov Girl. Because that character and Millie look like two totally different people. But once I saw them in the face, because the accent was totally different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Molotov Girl, she's hardcore. She does whatever she wants, doesn't basically has a Laura Croft sort of personality.
Yes, she does.
I'm just going to do my thing. I don't care what anybody else has to say or do, whatever.
She was a bit of a mercenary.
That's the word I was looking for. She's got a mercenary persona. You'll see later in the movie, she's got ton of fun toys to play with.
Mhm.
And
Every firearm imaginable.
yeah, but I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit here. So Guy actually runs into Molotov eventually. They get to talking to each other, and I'm trying to remember how it happened.
I remember.
Think,
I'm gonna
okay,
explain it.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, this was okay, here's a spoiler. Okay. This is the pivotal
You don't
moment.
have to say spoiler.
I know. This is
Okay.
the whole thing that, I just, if you really don't want it spoiled, here's, turn it off now. Okay. They're singing, let's see, she's humming a tune, he's humming a tune. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, no,
it was some kind of
it was Mariah Carey's
Mariah
Fantasy.
Carey. Okay.
They were humming that.
So yeah, just a fantasy, baby. Okay, so she was walking this way, he was walking the other way. There are two classes of people: the sunglasses people and the non-sunglasses people. So she's walking, and so they're humming it at the same time, and they're passing each other, and they just kind of look at each other for a minute.
Oh wait, sorry to cut you off. I just remembered that was before he grabbed the sunglasses.
Correct, and that was his whole reason for wanting to get the sunglasses. And he told his best friend, I need to talk to her. And his best friend said, you can't. She has sunglasses and you don't. And that's what made him grab the sunglasses.
So I guess you can say it's a simulated segregation of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
You have video game characters with sunglasses. Those are the ones that are playable, and the ones without sunglasses, those are the background non-player characters, or NPCs, as
right. They're
them.
Expendables, basically.
Expendables, yeah.
Yeah, they're Expendables. So that really is what the fact that he's meeting his soulmate or twin flame or whatever, they're passing each other, they're singing the same side. They actually
I actually think twin flames is a perfect name for it, because there's a point where like she's actually not exit but voluntarily, but she's kicked out of the game sometime later on, because things get a little rowdy, but I'll get into that in just a little bit here. Basically, she's I think she's in her weaponry room when they were discussing. They're in like a safe space or something.
Something like that.
Yeah,
and she became intrigued that he didn't even know any of this. She didn't realize that he was an expendable because he had the glasses. She was just like, dude,
And then she gets all superficial, like, do you have a video game level? He's like, what is that? This is how you do it. Ding! It hits her shades, and she does the same to guys. It's like, ding!
He had like a level, like a level 0, and she was like, why does he have like no level?
She's like, okay, here's the deal. You go do whatever, earn yourself some points, come back to me after you reach 100. I'm just like, dang, she's just superficial in this video game. Like, I won't talk to you unless you have 100 levels already.
Well, yeah, well, that's, how, don't come at me till your paper's good, As, you know what I'm saying?
That was another thing, too.
Get your paper up and I'll talk to you,
Speaking of papers, yeah, that was the other thing, because Guy would walk by the store every single day looking at some badass kicks that I really enjoy looking at.
I'd wear them.
They were.
You'd wear them.
Oh yeah, I'd wear them. Only if they didn't come with laces, because I'm that sort of millennial. My shoes, I don't wear laces. Totally futuristic. I like those slip-on sneakers, but anyway.
He has that like Back to the Future vibe with his shoes.
She calls me retro man, so.
Yes, retro man. Yeah, he is. He's got the collar. He's got the, you know what I mean? He's got that like 80s thing, that like circa.
I'm only wearing it like this because I didn't bring any of my other good shirts. This is my work shirt.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like when one thing was down and one was up, and I'm like, is it down or up? Like, what's going on? No, 80s style. I was like, okay.
But yeah, the kicks are $300, something like that. Excuse me. And he goes to check his account every day, and he's about, I'd say, the mid 290s or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, the man's not making that much money. He's a bank teller. They're getting robbed. I mean, he's just, an average working Joe, not making a lot of money. But once he gets those glasses on,
This is why you shouldn't be a bank teller. No, I'm just kidding. I know bank tellers watching is like, I can't believe he just said that.
Like, at least I'm not a YouTuber. I know they're saying that to us.
I'm just like, yeah, tell yourself that after I get my YouTube check and your cash.
Dude.
I'm not going to be that mean. I'm just kidding.
Apparently, you have to be a real piece of work to make any money being a YouTuber. So we need to just start being a couple of jerks.
Because I know there's a bunch of you that enjoy watching spoiler alerts. Because I know some of you guys are like, okay, I'm going to watch these YouTubers, see if I want to go see that movie or not. Let's get their take on it. I know some of you guys are like, oh, hello, whoever that is. Okay, they're gone.
Hi.
Had them for a split second. But
Okay.
anyway.
Hi, sorry.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. I was at the ATM.
Well, I mean, they want to see the movie.
Yeah, and I remember. So he goes out and does all this superheroic stuff without having to hurt anybody, well, on purpose anyway.
Right.
Yeah, she's just like, yeah, go on and do a good guy deeds if there's anything like that. Just go level up and come back and talk to me. So he goes out and does that, and there's this one scene that keeps getting looped in my head. Like, he's just it's where he's next to this Tokyo Drift looking car. Like,
oh yeah.
He's like stuck with this one girl like this, and just with a shotgun and everything.
Oh,
she knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're gonna have to go watch the movie, and see what we're talking about. But yeah, Tokyo Drift. That's just like.
But yeah,
that was a movie I loved.
After he's done and everything, he goes through the car mirror, just like sees where his level. He does that every so often after he's done with his deeds and everything. But skipping ahead, he, if I remember correctly, he is at 102 after he checks. So he goes back to find Molotov Girl, and I think she's at the villain's evil lair or something like that, where he finds her again. She goes to get this little, I don't know, what do you call it? It's a digital file. Kind of looks like an SD chip for a phone or something, but it's like way bigger. I don't know. You guys will see it if you go see it.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I'm starting to get tongue-tied here. I'm trying to.
Okay, can I describe something that happened that I really
go
liked?
ahead. It might be easier.
Okay. Well, this is something different from what you were saying. But
okay.
What I liked was he just started doing all these good deeds because he wasn't a bad guy. He was just like, he'd be like, oh, don't have a good day.
He was just happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, because that's who he was. And so he didn't turn into a bad guy. He'd go around doing good deeds, and every time he did, these coins would go cha-ching, and then he'd go check his bank balance, which used to be this meager balance. He'd check his bank balance, and he'd have like this, ding, 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 ding. He'd be like, and then he'd start buying the shoes and all this stuff. And he was like, how you feel when you're like wearing some cool clothes. And then he bought a really cool blue shirt.
I was actually going to say
his level up. Just the cool blue shirt.
Then she and Molotov Girl even mentioned it, is like, oh, so I see you upgraded a new blue shirt. He's like, it's a hand lead, first of all.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot nicer than the other one. The other one was basic. This one was,
And there's going to be a couple of Free Guy cosplayers rocking a light blue hand lead shirt with khakis.
And I'm going to tell them, don't have a good day. Have a
great day.
And they're going to know exactly what we're saying too.
But yeah, going back to the outside world, real world, Millie gets in touch with Keys, And he's like, look, I'm not even supposed to be talking to you about this stuff because I could lose my job, get in trouble, this and that. In the movie, they show you sort of like IGTV, G4 TV, something like that, an interview when Millie and Keys were when they first developed the game, and it was becoming some sort of a hot streak for a minute. And they were showing the demographics or they were explaining the demographics on how they made the video game. Uh, Sometime during the film or later in the film, he explains. Oh, well, I think explains it later in the film as he does to the interviewer. Um, this is how I was inspired to create the characters like this and that. Um, he'll even explain the whole coffee and two creams thing, and it's pretty wild. I'll admit. But pretty much, they had a falling out. She wanted to keep the game as is. He wanted to. He ended up selling the game to evil Antoine, Voldemort, whatever you want to call him.
Wasn't it that Antoine had a certain amount of shares or something like that? Like he had to buy them out?
Yeah, like he wasn't even. He would just take ideas and make them his own because he was not creative. He was that sort of villain. He's like, okay, let me hear some ideas that you guys got. I forgot to mention he's
has some like Australian accent.
Kiwi, Australian, something like that. He's an islander, I know that for sure. But anyway, he's like, just shoot me some ideas, this and that. And then as soon as he gets a good idea, he'll say, oh, yeah, I was actually coming up with it when I was doing this and that. I'm just like...
Oh, yeah, he's one of those people that takes credit for
credit, yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool. And it's all the programmers. It's these mainly 3 programmers who were friends, and they'd go home and work on it together. And I mean, they worked tirelessly. This was their project, their baby. These, these 3 different people. And he was just foiling everything, ruining everything. And I don't want to talk about what happened at the end, but the Antoine guy was pretty much just ruining everything for everybody.
Oh yeah, he snapped at the end. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, he was the villain. I mean, of the movie. So he was just ridiculous, and
That's how you know when it's a true villain. They'll get the spectators watching the movie like, oh man, I really want to smack this guy right now.
Well, I mean, we've all, we like to talk about not liking our jobs, right? There's always that one person whose ego is just like so huge. They are willing to ruin everything everybody else has worked for. Because these creative people are just geniuses. They're turning, they're making this wonderful interactive game, and people all over the world are playing it. And this guy just wants to come in and ruin it and destroy it, and shoot himself in the foot.
Yeah. So he basically sells the rights to Antoine. He actually has an ivory tower, surprisingly. I did not really well, I guess probably wouldn't be entirely true. I mean, I could picture a villain actually having an ivory tower, but that's usually a figure of speech.
Right.
But he actually the video game Free City is actually inside a legit ivory tower where villain has a penthouse view. And Keys is basically, you get to see him for the first time, and he's total dorcas, but he's adorkable basically. And he has this well, you ever have one of those like friends who got swag or whatever you call it, kind of like Arnez or whatever his name is from Parks and Rec. He's kind of like that kind of guy.
Mhm.
He's like, yo, man, I'm going to tell you like this. You should do this and that with the video game, so and so.
Mhm.
I'm just like, oh my goodness, it's one of these guys.
Well, that's like not really having swag, though. That's like somebody.
No, it's someone who thinks they have swag, like the
You
way
mean-
they talk and the way they wear their clothing.
Oh, they're trying to be hip.
Yeah, hipsters.
Hipsters, yeah.
So he's legit hipster, trying to be all cool and swagnificent, whatever. You'll see what I'm talking about if you decide to watch the movie. You're just gonna be like, that's what Astral was talking about. Oh
Mhm.
man, I have a friend who is exactly like that.
We all have a friend who's like that, or like a parental figure who's trying to understand you, so they talk to you like that, and you're like, I don't even talk like that.
But yeah, so they're best buds. They're actually playing Free City, the same version that Millie is a part of, and they notice that they seem to have a glitch in the game. So they end up putting their avatars inside of Free City world, right where, because there's going to be an area where there's a train that goes back and forth. It's sort of like an on-set sort of deal. I'm not sure, but a guy got hit by it once or twice. But anyway, he's over by the tracks looking for, I think it's either Molotov Girl or the secret mission, something or other. And they roll up in a cop car. Keys is wearing a legit cop outfit, why his avatar has a mustache is beyond me for some odd reason.
Mm-hmm.
And his buddy is one of those, oh, you know what? I'm going to rock the bunny suit.
It was a big pink bunny suit, but the bunny was all buff, like a Schwarzenegger.
And he was saying it before he activated the avatar. He's like, I'm going to go pink and furry right here.
Well, the cop mustache is funny.
And they're just like, hey, you need to stop messing with the video game and let things be, whatever. And that's actually, oh yeah, I was forgetting to mention, what was it? Oh yeah, like, so he's obsessed with binary code, 100, whatever. He mentions that in the interview. He's like, oh, I don't even like reading or texting, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I love code. That's what I understand because it's like wording to me. I'm just like, okay, so he's kind of got a little what's that thing called when you get numbers backwards?
Is it like dyslexia?
That was it. So he's kind of got a special case of dyslexia when it comes to code, because he can actually see what it's spelling out, apparently, something like that.
Oh no, that's not dyslexia. That's no, that's something else.
Well, I don't know the name of it right now. But
okay.
If you guys do, feel free to let me know in the comments.
Please, yeah, because it's dyslexia is like a learning disorder.
It was sort of like a Percy Jackson sort of situation where he can only read like Greek instead of actual modern day American literature.
Okay.
Something around there. But anyway, they're trying to arrest Guy. Guy escapes, if I remember, or tries to escape the cops on foot. I forget where he heads to lose them. But
doesn't he run out to the shore?
Oh yeah, he runs out to the shore, and he tries to pull a Truman Show and tries to just get to the water, but there's like this giant force field barrier blocking it, something like that. And I'm trying to remember what else happened, or another crucial part of it. I'm pretty much scatterbrained. It's late at night.
Well, I know it's late. Well, I'd like to talk about some funny things that would happen. We're watching all these different characters pop up, and we keep forgetting that it's people playing the game. because we're watching it as a movie. So all of a sudden we see these characters playing, and then they're getting interrupted by the people. You know, they're turning the entire game off because Antoine will come in and start yelling and turn the entire system
Oh
down.
yeah, because the first time he realized that, excuse me, that the game was messing up, he was like, restart the whole programming or something like that.
Yeah, he had to like punish everybody.
Nationwide, everybody gets cut off from their game system.
Right. And I mean, and people all over the world were playing it, and everybody in the office was like nobody, and people from all over the world were working in the office. Nobody liked this guy. They were just like, oh my God, he's like ruining it for everybody.
And Millie, I think at this point, she was actually in the middle of getting close to finding that secret mission or the location of it.
He just kept getting in her way.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just kind of like the fly in the ointment. He was ruining everybody's life like all the time.
But eventually, Millie and Keys end up working together, and they have to work in secret so Antoine won't find out. But I'll talk about them more in a little bit. She goes back and she's able to reestablish. I'll just say MG because Molotov Girl takes too much time to talk.
MG.
So MG is back in the game, and actually before that, she ends up. I'm trying to remember because she found something out before she enters the game to sort of tell. Oh no! Wait! I'm thinking of something later on. Never mind. Okay, so MG is back in the game. She reunites with Guy, and basically tells him, "Okay, everybody. You see everybody with the sunglasses on. I'm probably mixing this up, but
just go for it."
Okay. She's pretty much like, everybody with the sunglasses on, they are characters outside in the real world. You are a part of a video game. And Guy, being the lovable person he is, he's like, no way, are you kidding me right now? I'm an actual inside of a video game. And she's like, yes, whatever happens, do you realize that at any point in time you just start back, like say you die and you end up restarting back where you were before. Do you realize how weird it is that you wake up at the same point in time, you do the exact same thing every day? And he's like, it's a little odd, but yes. And so she has to try to convince him of this and everything. And I'm trying to think what else happened after that.
You want me to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, basically, he takes her on a date.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So finds out that they both like bubblegum ice cream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
Remember
was
that? That was just kind of like the clincher, and they both like swinging on swings. That was just like something really unusual. They both like doing that same thing.
They both realize that they have stuff in common with each other.
Yeah, and it's just uncanny.
She's like, shut the front door. I love a bubblegum ice cream too.
So they're having their bubblegum ice cream. They're swinging on the swings, and then he goes in for a kiss. Apparently,
wait. Before you get to the kiss part, I just realized that as they're eating the bubblegum ice cream, he asks her, so how does it taste, like actual bubblegum? She's asking him, wait, you can actually taste it? And he's like, you can't? And I think actually that was before he found out that she was part of the real world, because he was asking her, oh, you can't taste the bubblegum flavored ice cream? But anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. But you were talking about
yeah, they were kind of not understanding. Wait, you Yeah, they were kind of like checking each other. Like, wait, you can't taste it, but you can, and they couldn't believe the other one actually had taste buds, basically,
And
and knew what they were doing.
yeah, and that led to Guy he was either asking or stating, saying like, "I would very much like to kiss you now," or
Yes.
something like that. And she was just so schoolgirlish at this point. She was like, "I would very much like that."
Well, he went in for a kiss, and it was this romantic thing.
And then it goes to the real world, showing you how how giddy she was after she kissed him and everything. Everybody was just cracking up. Like, she was just like,
Yeah, like her soul felt it,
and yeah, if you in case you're asking, yeah, she was alone when she was making that face or whatever. So it was a strange moment, but it was hilarious. People were loving it.
Yeah.
Then Keys comes over and he tells Millie that, "Oh my God, you were absolutely right about everything you were trying to tell me. I can't believe I didn't listen to you before." He was explaining how Free City was supposed to have a sequel coming to it, and Keys finds out that the video game is not going to have all the same characters that were created in the original one. They were going to be totally different. That what did they call the original Free City? Because a replacement or something like that.
Well, they were going to call it like something basic, like Free City 1, Free City 2.
Yeah, like Free City was basically going to be non-existent after Free City 2 was created, which is why oh yeah, he also mentioned that the reason why Guy was not who he said he was because they made history by creating the first artificial intelligence in the video game, and that's why Guy did not know why he was doing the things he did, who he was. And so MG ended up going back inside the game once more. She was talking about, well, she lost the accent. She was like, "I'm not going to continue to lie to him." They were at the same place where they had their kiss. I think it's daytime right now at this point. And she was like, "Guy, there's something I need to tell you." He's like, "What happened to your accent?" "That's part of what I have to tell you. Just follow me." The door over by the train tracks, that is actually a bar where all of the shade people, a couple of the NPCs hang out. And she's explained to him, "Guy, this is not easy for me to say, but you have your own thoughts, your own so-and-so, and that is why you do not process like all the other video game characters, because you are artificial intelligence. You are your own code and data." And of course, Guy takes this as a major shock and really hard to come by, so he storms out of the bar. MG chases after him. And you remember what happened after that part?
Well, all I remember is that Antoine was trying to ruin the game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Millie and Keys were trying to
preserve. We missed a major key part in this entire.
Okay, I'm gonna let you explain.
It's just this real quick. Everybody who thought Guy was a glitch, he became the #1 thing nationwide around the globe, basically. And everybody loved him. Everybody thought he was amazing. Even kids in Japan were cosplaying as him. And Antoine had a bit of I wouldn't say, I think he was jealous or something like that. He was like, why does Oh no, wait. At first he was like, you know what? Keep him. He's making money. He's making profits go up.
Hmm.
Things like that. And so I just wanted to get that out the way.
Well, I think he was really just okay. Of course, he's money hungry, right? He's Antoine, but he right. But I mean, his whole thing was his he didn't care about artistic integrity. He just wanted he didn't care about these people who had created
He just
an
wanted to
AI.
use the people to create better opportunities to make more profit and to make sure that Free City 2 was able to launch within the next 48 hours or so, something like that.
Right, but I mean, he was really just missing the point.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and they were trying to tell him later in the movie, Keys was trying to tell him, look, we shouldn't get rid of Guy. Everybody loves him. And the reason he was saying this was because he didn't want Antoine to know that Guy was the first living, breathing artificial intelligence in the original coding. Because, well, if you watch Antoine long enough, you'll see why he didn't mention that. So he was trying to keep it subtle. He's like, we shouldn't have to exterminate Guy. People love him, and Antoine's just like, he's becoming bad for business. Get rid of him, as this and that. And of course, MG's trying to save Guy and everything. And Guy is just lost at this point after MG tells him whatever happened. He goes to see his buddy, the security guard, at his apartment, and he's having a feel moment with him, or trying to.
Hmm.
His security guard friend, I gotta look up his name too.
I know. I don't remember what it was.
Howie's character, Buddy. That
Buddy.
was it.
Yes, Buddy.
Okay.
Because there's
So
Guy and there's Buddy.
so Buddy and Guy were talking in Buddy's apartment. He gets him a beverage, and a Guy is just like, what if you woke up one morning and you realized none of this is real? And Buddy is just like, well, first he makes a whole bunch of funny, like, acronyms, anecdotes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just gets real with him. He's like, so what? I wake up one morning and I'm not real. What's important is that I'm living now and just enjoying my life, helping a friend in need who's going through a rough patch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a feel-good moment. It was one of my favorite parts in the film, especially with the apartment complexes that Buddy lives in. I'm just like, well, holy Sims, that is an amazing complex they made.
Well, just the contrast between Antoine and Buddy, it was just like this overblown ego and this guy that just kind of has this perspective of what it's all about.
And Buddy, honestly, I think he's not an AI like Guy is, but he comes pretty close.
Well, he does not want to wear the glasses.
He doesn't want to wear.
He refuses. I mean, throughout the whole movie,
he's like, look, I'm happy the way my life is. I do not.
He's a simple man, and he wants to.
I don't want to experience any new things that you want to. You feel free if you want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just. At first, he was afraid. He was just kind of like, I just want to keep things the way they are.
And then somewhere around the movie, Guy finds out about the secret mission that MG was telling him about. And he was like, this looks familiar. You know what? Let's go to my apartment. I want to show you around for a minute. And a surprising thing that happens is when he twists the blinds, he shows her a reflection because Antoine's trying to delete everything else in the game, or he already has little by little. But there's a reflective pattern that's left in the game, and it's on the blinds. So he twists the stick down, and on the reflection is the island from the original coding of the video game. And MG is just so surprised, and she needs to figure out just where this location is. And Guy tells her, "Look, I wish I knew where this place was, but there's no way to even get across where the water is and stuff like that." And she's like, "Leave that to me. Just we'll come up with a game plan. We'll figure it out and just go from there." And meanwhile, Keys is actually secretly helping her, trying to get to the secret island that's hidden in the original data. And he has to do this, and Antoine's getting furious sometime uh, throughout that process, because he's like, okay, who's been helping Millie do this and that? And because they're getting close to getting caught and getting all this data erased.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that's where things get really tense.
Right. Do you want to talk about the ocean, and do you want to talk about some other stuff?
Oh, but before I get to the ocean, I just remembered Guy is just like closer, like the last 20 minutes or so of the film. He gathers up the townspeople of Free City. Oh, no. Wait. I'm missing something. Okay, so first off, before it gets to that point, everything is totally factory reset. Like,
yes.
Including Guy's memory is wiped. Because Antoine was like, okay, you know what? I don't care what people have to think or say. Get rid of everything. The entire data is factory reset. Guy loses his memory, has no idea who MG is or anything like that. And Millie is just back in the real world like, oh man, I can't believe this happened. I gotta get Guy to help me with this mission. Otherwise, Antoine wins. And the Free City 2 gets launched, and people are going to be disappointed everywhere. So the game gets rebooted, back to square one. Guy wakes up in his bed, just going about his day before he discovered the sunglasses. It's a pretty sad moment, honestly. And he's walking with Buddy after they get their coffees. They're going across the street. MG runs into him. She's like, Guy, do you remember me at all? And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't think we've met before. And she does whatever she can to get him to remember, but absolutely nothing works. His mind has been totally wiped like a clean slate. And she takes drastic measures sometime after that. I think she kidnaps him back into the alley or something.
I don't even remember what she did.
It was.
I really don't.
Remember,
and it's important, and I don't remember what it was.
I remember she brought him into the alley against his will somehow. I don't remember how, but he was like, please don't hurt me. I don't have much or whatever. She's like, please, you have to remember. And he's like, I don't remember anything. I'm sorry, I don't.
Did she take her glasses and put them on him?
Oh yeah, I think she did after a last final attempt verbally trying to explain something. She was like, okay, you know what? Here, wear these. This will help you remember. And then he gets freaked out, of course. He's like, oh my goodness, what was all that? And then a few seconds later, she's like, okay, drastic measure. So she kisses him. Lo and behold, like a giant rainbow of memory data comes.
The rainbow. Yes.
Yeah, comes spilling out. Whimsical music playing as the camera angle just goes around and just. And then he's like, Millie, you're back. And then sometime later, he, well, after she tells him about everything that's happened, he gathers the people of Free City, and he tries to convince everybody, look, there is actually another world just on the outskirts, on the other side of that ocean. You guys can live however you want, do whatever you want. I just want you guys to join me in retaliation so that Free City does not become a complete wasteland for everybody. And a whole bunch of comical stuff happens. Like there's a guy who's used to having his hands up,
and he can't put him down. It was like he's like a middle-aged Beavis,
look,
except he's not crazy.
Guy's just like, look, you can do this. Just go slowly, put your arms down. He's like, nope, I can't do it, guy. I'm sorry.
No. It was sad because it was like, he's Cornelio. So.
Like a middle-aged Cornelio.
Yeah, like a middle-aged. He's like, I can't do it. Okay, no pressure.
But yeah, they end up doing something that. Okay, so there's another ivory tower inside of the video game, and they do something to make it turn into this awesome, like, I was like, ease on down the ivory road or something like that. It turned into like a giant bridge.
Well, that's because
oh, I should hurry this up.
Okay.
Because
that's because Keys and Millie kept doing this program, and because Antoine kept trying to destroy everything, so they kept throwing extra programming in, so Guy could cross the bridge real fast.
Right.
But are we running low on battery?
Running low on batteries, so I'm probably gonna have to hurry this up.
Let's wrap it up. But basically, that's what they did. Keys and Millie actually saved their creation by creating the bridge, and we're gonna have to skip all that part. But Guy basically and Antoine kind of shot himself in the foot in the very end.
Yeah, like it all ends well. To be honest, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I just wanted to mention there's a character named Dude who is dumb as bricks.
Oh.
Looks like John Cena and Ryan Reynolds had one ugly video game child. Trust me, you're gonna want to see that. But yeah, it's an awesome movie. I suggest you guys go watch it. I'm running low on batteries, so I'm gonna have to cut it short for tonight. Don't forget to follow Juliana Angel on her YouTube channel. She's gonna actually have some Wi-Fi coming soon, and we'll actually be able to double the screen up a little bit on kind of like live broadcasting, something like that.
Yeah, we'll have, so you can watch on his channel or my channel, or I could do some live streaming on my own, whether the horse is with me or not, Astral. So so you can see more of me. My channel is mostly different musical acts and stuff like that. I've got a No Silence concert that I have just made a video of, so if you want to go check that out, that's my best, my top most watched. So if you want to check that out, everybody seems to love it. So the No Silence one, it's about 45 minutes long. Check them out, they're amazing.
They are amazing. I was listening to Deja Vu earlier. They are such a great band. So yeah, be sure to check out her No Silence videos, give her likes. It goes on for 45 minutes. It's really epic. But what else was it? Oh yeah, I was going to say next time we are going to be doing a spoiler alert. It is going to be on what is it called? I keep forgetting. Oh, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So I hope you guys enjoyed this premiere of our spoiler alerts. We're going to be doing a lot more of them. Get our ratings up. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. So Be sure to follow us, give us likes, subscribe, do whatever you need to do, and we will see you next time.
Bye bye.